Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? Hey, this your boy Big Hog. Welcome to another episode of My Perspective Podcast. Hey, thank you so much for rocking with me another week, another episode. Hey, to all my day ones, yeah, I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you for rocking out with me from the start. To all my new subs, I appreciate you. Double salute. I thank you that you chose to find my content good enough to subscribe to the channel. I thank y'all, man. That's why I do it. Trying to build momentum and to build a platform. Doing my best week in and week out and give you the best content possible. If you think it's that good, just share it. Tell somebody to check me out. I appreciate you. Before we get started, disclaimer, I ain't no doctor, ain't no lawyer, ain't no life coach, ain't no health coach, ain't no relationship expert, ain't no clinical psychologist, ain't no engineer, ain't none of that fancy stuff. I'm just an old head with a mic and a message. I hope what I say resonate with you. I hope it provoked thought. And I also hope that it provokes change. But if not, no harm, no foul, because guess what? It's just my perspective. If you can use it, that's the goal. You don't find it necessary, you don't find it quality, man, throw that shit in the garbage. It's just my perspective. It's just my outlook on life. So that's just it. Let's get to it. I know for those who've been watching me for an extended period of time, you hear me use the phrase face the darkness. And I got that phrase from my therapist, Coach Coach Yolanda. She's Yolanda Brown. She's a clinical licensed therapist. She has done wonders for me through our coaching client relationship. She's been a great big help in my life and me transforming my life from a jacked up mentally emotional wreck. Mind is all over the place. No self confidence. No accountability. Just a wreck. This was just an angry, mad, bag full of water wreck. She helped me clean my life up internally from a mental and emotional standpoint. She gave me the phrase "face the darkness," and I took it and ran with it. I said so much, call it my own now. Thank you, Coach Yolanda, for your help. Like I said last episode, she will be on the show soon. She'll be one of my first interviews. So, but yeah, she gave me the phrase "face the darkness." So I want to dive deep into that, for a few moments. I don't have too much, nothing so deep to talk about. It's all from the heart today. Just want to delve into that a little bit deeper, if I can. So, man, the term "face the darkness," and I think I've explained it a little bit, but I'm gonna try to go a little deeper if I can. Y'all just come go with me today. Let's have a conversation. But when you're ready to face the darkness, when you ready to face the unexpected, when you ready to learn truly about yourself, that term "face the darkness" just means to look inside and see the ugly you, the nasty, dirty, filthy you, the you that you're not proud of, the unpleasant the you that nobody knows about. Face that, because that part of you is what's causing havoc in your life and in the lives of others. The ugly part, the part that's so ugly you don't even want to face it. You don't even want to think about it. You don't even want to talk about it. You rather walk around and act as if it doesn't exist. But guess what? It very much so exists. And because you lack accountability, because you lack self-awareness, and most definitely you lack discipline, the ugly you is the one that's really controlling you, because you have no emotional stability. You have no emotional management. You don't manage your expectations well. You're not proactive. You're just reactive. You're a reactor. You're not a proactive. Being proactive means you create solutions to prevent problems from happening. But instead of you trying to prevent problems from happening, you just react to whatever you see that's unpleasant to you. That's the ugly you. That's what you need to face when you're trying to change your life. When you want to create the better you, the best version of you possible. You gotta look deep within inside of you. The Bible lets us know in man dwell no good thing. In the natural man, in the unintentional man, in the undeliberate man, in the unfocused man, in the undedicated man, dwell no good thing. Our sin nature, our natural state, no good thing dwells in us. Ain't nothing good about us. We may look good, we may be in shape, we may be handsome, we may be pretty, we may be fine, we may be attractive, whatever you want to call it. You may have the aesthetics to distract people from discovering who you really are, or to take their mind off getting to know who you really are because you're visually pleasing, but in what you that which not many people know about. If you don't have no self control, no self accountability, that's what's going to dictate and control your life. That was the person or the thing or the energy that was controlling my life for 40 plus years. I was unaware of it. I thought I was doing the right thing. I thought I was being a good man, being the man, and being a proud man, being a leader. I thought I was being a that. I don't call myself an alpha. I call myself a sigma. I thought I was being that man who know how to handle business when time to be handled. I know how to uh, calm down situations. I know how to circumvent problems. I thought I was doing all these things, but I soon discovered that I wasn't that person. I went through tough times, of course. I ain't gonna go into that, but I said all that to say this. I discovered that I wasn't in control of my life. So when she told me to face the darkness, that was a great challenge for me because I didn't want to do it. Because in the darkness, that's where the pain lies at. And we don't want the pain. We don't want the pain, but we don't know how to fix the pain. But to fix the pain, you got to face the pain. And that pain lies in the darkness, where the ugly you resides. When God say, "Let there be light," darkness vanish. Darkness vanish. You know when you go to bed at night, you turn on the lights out, right? That's you scary. And then as soon as you hit the light, what happens to the darkness? It disappears. You have to go into the darkness where the ugly you lies at, dwells at, and resides at, and lives at, and shed light on the situation. How do you shed light on the situation when you facing the darkness? You address it with solutions, actions, deliberate, intentional actions and solutions. That's the light that you shed on the darkness so the darkness can disappear. And once you shed light on the situation, your problems are not that difficult to solve. Your problems are not that difficult to solve because you brought light to the situation. Most of the times, we go about life operating in fear, not lack of courage, but operating in false evidences appearing real. So even though I was devastated, I was hurt really bad when she told me what she told me, when I decided to look deep into that thing and then put light on it, the light came on my mind like, I'm doing this, I was doing that. Boy, I did all that. Dang. But because I faced it, my challenges head on, because I faced the challenges head on, it made the problem, the so-called problem, smaller and smaller and smaller. And that then gave me the mind or the creativity to create solutions on how to solve the problem with the coaching and tutelage of my therapist, right? So these things that we face in life day to day that we think that are insurmountable, something that we can't overcome, something that's just going to have a death grip on us until we die, it's not that serious once you face it head on. A lot of us tend to be, about our business. We stand on business. We ain't no chump. We ain't backing down, right? So when you get into a fight, do you back up or do you put your deuce up and square up? The same way you do in a physical altercation, the same way you do with a spiritual altercation, the same way you do with a mental altercation or emotional altercation. You square up and you begin to fight that thing, but you don't fight it physically. You don't fight it physically. You fight it up here, mentally, and here, emotionally. But you can't conquer your emotions if you ain't scared to tackle your problem. That's all facing the darkness is. It's tackling your problem. When you begin to face the darkness, the creativity unlocks. You begin to brainstorm and think, and really simple stuff. Things you were doing, you just do a reverse. That's typically how you do it. But our sin nature, we're accustomed to doing the same old bull job that got us messed up in the first place. You have to then be intentional in your creativity to alter, to change your ways. 21 days to a better you, prime time. Then you begin to create different habits and through trial and error, create different habits. You won't dwell on this person or this thing or this emotion no more because now you have something else to focus on. That's why purpose is so important. That's why purpose is so important. When you make people your purpose or you make things your purpose instead of a goal or a vision or a mission, your purpose, you're always gonna have these kind of setbacks, these types of challenges and obstacles because your purpose ain't people. Your purpose is for the people, but it's not people. Because people fickle. For you to love somebody and for you to have a goal and a dream for your individual, for another individual, they got to be on the same page you on. Who's to say that person's going to be on the same page you on? So people aren't your purpose. Your purpose is for the people, though, if that makes any sense. Your purpose is for you to drive you to instill in you to make you want to be better and better and better. But it's for the people. But the people themselves is not your purpose. I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So when you face in the darkness, and then when you get the kahunas, when you get the strength, when you get the nerve to face your darkness, whatever that darkness may be for you, it's gonna unlock something in your mind, in your creativity. Now you're gonna be trying to. Then you're gonna begin to stimulate and create conflict resolution. Then you're gonna build up resiliency. You see what I'm saying? Resiliency is when things keep coming at you, but now instead of it's beating you down, now it's like water off a duck's back. That's being resilient. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. But not until you face the darkness. Not until you face the darkness. Until you face the darkness, you're gonna always play the victim. It's gonna be everybody's fault but yours. You're gonna always make excuses for your shortcoming or your lack or your outright just disobedience. You're gonna always make excuses for your lack and why you can't get nothing done and why you can't do something right or why things didn't go your way. When you face the darkness, guess what? You begin to accept accountability for your actions. And that's the key. That's the catalyst to a better you. Accepting responsibility for your actions. When you face the darkness, it creates accountability, it creates awareness, it creates resiliency because it ain't an overnight success. It ain't a get rich quick scheme. It ain't no just one time thing. Now I'm healed forever. That's why it creates resiliency because old habits die hard. Old habits are bad habits are easy to create because in our sin nature, our natural state, our natural man, we want to do wrong before we do right. We want to do wrong before we do right. I teach accountability, awareness, self mastery. I teach all this stuff. I teach becoming purpose driven. Now I teach all these great things, but guess what? I fight every day to maintain my integrity. And some days I mess up. But the difference between me and a person who ain't facing the darkness, I don't wallow in it. I don't lay in it. I dust myself off and get back up, keep going. And guess what? That sin or that obstacle that's tripping me, that may trip me up from time to time, it becomes less and less and less until it disappears. But that didn't happen until I faced the darkness. It didn't happen until I faced my shit. Faced what caused me the problems in the first place. It's scary though. It's scary. I can remember sitting in the dark, crying and trying not to making all these excuses. Why? Woe's me. What coulda, woulda, shoulda. All this old stuff, and saying instead of saying, "What the heck I did right or wrong? What the heck I did right? What I did wrong?" Forget what I did right. What did I do wrong to cause the problem in the first place? Once I began to think like that, that's when the pain got less and less and less until there was no more pain. Once I faced the darkness and got the healing and got the help I needed, then I popped back out and start by, mingling and doing my thing again. People thought I was moving too soon, thought I was moving too fast. But I wasn't, because I got the help I needed. Y'all remember the cartoon G.I. Joe? And at the end of every episode of that cartoon, what G.I. Joe say? Remember, kids, knowing is half the battle. That's all facing the darkness is. Getting to know the root cause of the problem that's in you. That's all it is. Knowledge, information, data, if you will. You're learning about yourself. You're learning the ugly truth about yourself. You're learning the despicable side of you. The side you don't want nobody to know about. That's what you're learning. And you're uncovering and you're discovering. Listen, man, I don't care how beautiful you are, ladies. I don't care how handsome you are, guys. It's something in you that you don't want nobody to know about. But that part of you, you don't want nobody to know about. Hell, you don't even want to know about it. You don't even want to talk about it. You don't want to relive none of that stuff you done did that you're not proud of. That's what's governing you when you ain't got no success. When everything keep messing up all around you. That's what's governing you. That ugly part, that despicable part, that nasty part of you. It's in all of us. In man dwells no good thing. In our sin nature, as a baby, we all know this. The baby say no but for the baby say yeah. The baby do negative things before the baby do good things. That's our sin nature. That's from birth. What you think gonna happen as an adult? 20, 30, 40, 50. If you ain't got your act together. It's only gonna get worse. But when you face that thing head on, change gonna begin to come. Change gonna take shape. Yeah, it's gonna take shape. But you got to be willing to face it head on. You got to be willing to face it head on. Accountability, awareness, resiliency, competency. You begin to comprehend things. It gives you clarity. It gives you clarity. Now you can see things clearer to what went wrong, and now you understand how to reverse it or fix it. That's the end goal. You want resolution to it, so you can learn from it, and so it won't happen no more. But it's not until you face it. You can put it away and allow it to lie dormant, but guess what? Everything that lies dormant resurfaces. I hate to use this analogy, but think about the herpes virus, right? When anybody who has the herpes virus, whether it's sexually transmitted or whether it's just a cold sore, every now and then that cold sore pop back up. Why? Because it lies dormant, and when it's triggered, it rears its ugly head. That's the same. That's the same thing that happens in you. That ugly part of you, when you get triggered, that ugliness rears its ugly head, and it's the dominant force in your life, and that's what's causing you to be reactive, combustible, volatile, unstable, always causing havoc everywhere you go, always creating toxicity everywhere you go. That's that ugliness. That's that darkness lying dormant within you. And then you become triggered, and it rears its ugly head, and it erupts like a volcano. You gotta face that. You gotta face it. That's the only way you're gonna get resolution and complete and total healing. I said complete and total healing. That don't mean outside forces won't try to come back in and take their space in your heart again, take that space in your mind again. But because you know what to do now, you know how to block it out. You know how to control your emotions. You know how to manage your expectations. Because you took the time and you finally faced your fears and you faced the darkness. You faced your darkness. I don't know what your darkness is, but you got it. We all got it. That ugliness, we all have it inside of us. But it's not until you face it that you can get rid of it and control your life better. Self-mastery is the name of the game. Accountability, awareness, In the granddaddy of them all, self-mastery. That's discipline. That's discipline. When you become disciplined in your emotions, then you're virtually unstoppable. Nobody will never see you sweat. Nobody will never see how you really feel because you now know how to govern your emotions. Why? Because you face the darkness. You face the ugly you. I know you look good. Yeah, I got a little salt and pepper. I think I'm a handsome dude. I'm an ugly dude on the inside. But I faced the darkness and I tied that ugly dude up so he can't interfere with my life like he used to. He tried, but I done got him tamed. I know how to block him out. I know how to put him in a chokehold, put him back in his place. I'm in control now, not the ugly me, not the dark side of me. When the dark side of you is in control, it causes pain, destruction, deceit, neglect everywhere it goes because it's uncontrolled emotion. You want to face that and deal with that. Do you want to live the rest of your life with regret? Coulda, woulda, shouldas? Jim Rohn says this all the time. That's the guy, motivational speaker I listen to every morning. He says this all the time. And you probably gonna hear me say it from time to time. The pain of discipline weighs ounces, but the pain of regret weighs tons. Do you want to walk around with that pain and that weight and that heaviness of regret because you didn't do something right? You know how many great relationships you messed up because you didn't face it because you didn't know how to face the darkness. You didn't know how to control your emotions. You didn't know how to manage your expectations. You know how many great relationships, whether it's with the opposite sex, whether it's with on your job, whether it's businesses, whatever the case may be. You know how many great relationships or potential relationships you messed up and squandered because you wouldn't face the darkness. I'm telling you, I live with a lot of regret because I didn't know how to face the darkness. A lot of regret. I know what people say. I don't have no regrets. I get it. I wish I was that person, but I'm not. I'm not that cold. I got a heart. I got feelings. I got remorse. I got a lot of regret. I wish I could change some things, but I can't never take it back. I wish I could have, and it would have never happened if I would have knew how to face the darkness. That's why I'm so thankful and fortunate to have found my therapist. And it's tough trying to figure things out on your own. It's tough trying to figure things out on your own without no mentor, without no therapist. You know what I'm saying? Without nobody to coach you or to give you game, to kick you in the seat of your ass, to get you on track when you messing up. It's one thing when your mom and daddy said, we all think our parents green, we all think they score, they don't know nothing. But guess what? They done been where we trying to go. And we don't want to listen to nobody. It's always gotta be somebody from the outside, right? Find somebody from the outside then. Because guess what, man? You're messing yourself up. When you don't face the darkness, when you let your emotions control you and dictate your life, you don't thrive in this world. You just merely exist, causing pain and suffering everywhere you go. You ain't tired of that yet? Shoot. Man, you know how many great relationships I messed up because of my emotions? Several. I almost lost my wife now because of the same stuff until I faced the darkness. I faced the ugly joker inside that was tearing my life up, tearing me down bit by bit. But I'm still walking around with my chest out, feeling like I'm the man. I was a little boy trapped in the man's body. I was an imposter. I was a scam artist. That's why I got so much regret because when I realized who I really was, I just was devastated. But I'm so glad I took the time to do it finally. I got the help I needed. I got the help I needed. I implore you to face your fears, face your challenges, face your hardships, face that ugly person inside that's governing your life. You think you got everything under control, but it's the ugly you that's wreaking havoc over your life, and you getting the blame for it. Put that joke on the inside. For those saying your heart, I'm make a fool out of you every time. You better go deep in there. You better go deep in there and grab that joker and slap his ass around, slap her ass around, get her in check. Take control of your life. Take back control of your life. We're supposed to have all things that pertain to life and godliness. We don't because we ain't in control. We ain't ruling, but we got the energy and the essence to rule. Our words, just how God spoke words into existence, we got the capability to do the same thing. But we speak destruction into existence. We speak maliciousness into existence. We speak slander into existence. We speak uh, neglect. We speak manipulation into existence. Why? Because the dark person that sits in the seat of your emotions is governing you, and not the God conscious man that's inside of you. Because we're afraid, well, we don't know how, and then once we begin to know things, we're afraid to face it. I know it's ugly. I know it's ugly. If you sit down and just stop and have a zen moment and just meditate and discover the ugliness that's in you, and then recreate that ugly man into the God conscious man that you were created to be, you wouldn't like it. That's why we don't tap into that. That's why we don't challenge that, because it's undesirable. But that same undesirableness we don't want to face is ruling and destroying our life. Do you want to thrive, or do you want to merely exist? Because right now we just merely exist when we don't face the darkness. We don't tap in to the ugly side of us. You just merely existing, barely getting along, barely making ends meet. Got a bunch of ideas, ain't nothing gonna never take shape because you don't got nothing. You don't got the right mindset to pursue it, to make it come to life. Because the ugly person in you is governing your life. Your priorities all jacked up. You put gambling, sex, uh, uh, fantasies, pleasure instead of the right priorities, the right responsibilities in place. We prioritize the wrong things. Things don't go our way. We take it out on everybody else, but then blame everybody else for us messing up, and instead of blaming ourselves. You can't fix none of that until you face the darkness, face the inward man. Yeah, until you do that, you're gonna stay jacked up. You're gonna stay jacked up. Accountability, awareness, resiliency, clarity. Now it's time to be productive. Now it's time to be productive. Now that you have looked inside and seen that ugliness in you, now you know how to fix it. Now you know how to reverse it. But it's not until you get real with yourself. Not until you get real with yourself. Say, yeah, I'm jacked up. No one is half the battle. The game halfway over once you just acknowledge your faults, acknowledge your failures, acknowledge your frailties, acknowledge your sensitivities. The game halfway won. Just by acknowledging your faults, accepting accountability for your actions. That's half the game right there. And now you'll become to be more aware of what triggered you, what caused these things to erupt in you. And once you become aware, now you can create disciplines and actionable steps to change that. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time to face the darkness. It's time. Don't let nothing or nobody stop you, your personal development, your personal surgery, if you will. It don't take nobody else to come in and tell you what's wrong with you. It may take the right person to have the right conversation to stir up your mind, to get creative, to figure out what's wrong with you yourself. But if you're gonna be honest about it, man, you can't cause all these problems and know you don't got no responsibility in that. It don't take nobody to tell me what's wrong with me. When she told me to face the darkness and I did it, we had our first counseling session. I had all figure most of that stuff out on my own. She just co-signed what I discovered on my own because she gave me the right tip, right tool, right nugget to do. Don't sleep on therapy. And it right there. Hey y'all, get your therapist. If you want my therapist, hit me up. I'll give you a number. She the truth. She the truth. But you need to face the darkness. Face the inner ugly you. The despicable, nasty you. The volatile, the insecure you. The codependent you. The nasty you. The negative you. Face all that. And begin to reverse it. One day at a time. One breath at a time. One thought at a time. Amen. That's all I got this week. It's your boy Big Hawk. Until next week. And remember this. The pain, the weight of regret weighs tons, but the weight of discipline weighs ounces. Till next week, man. Love y'all. Peace.